Hi everyone, I'm Raj and today I'll be talking about Filipino cuisine. I've divided my presentation into six categories, which are history of Filipino cuisine, Hispanic and American influences, traditional eating and cooking methods, the most common ingredients, dishes and beverages, and I will finish the presentation with one of the most delicious Filipino food recipe and its method. So I'll start with the history of Filipino cuisine. As you may know, Filipino cuisine has been gaining popularity all around the world, and this cuisine have been influenced by several countries like China, Spain, America, Malaysia, and so on. For example, soy and fish sauces were introduced by China and Japan. Some seasonings that are used in the kitchen are from Malaysia. Also, new ingredients and new cooking methods were introduced to Filipinos. The most significant importance influencer was Hispanic colonizers for Filipinos, but we'll be talking about it in the next slide. So, the conquistador Miguel Lopez de Legazpi founded the first Spanish settlement in Cebu in 1565. These Asian islands are named after the King Philip, the King of Spain. Spaniards did not bring only the Catholic religion, also brought their culture and cuisine. Almost 80% of the dishes prepared in the Philippines can be traced to Spain, like roasted whole pigs, rich meat stews, and dairy-based sweets. New ingredients were brought by Spaniards, such as onion, garlic, and tomato. The garlic was loved by Filipinos, and they have started adding garlic when anything is being fried, basically. The other country which also being ruled by Spain is Mexico, and they have received new ingredients from the Philippines like mangoes, coconuts, and rice, and some other ingredients too. The history of the Philippines has been changed by the the Spanish-American War. In 1898, the Philippines was ceded to the United States. The US improved the country and governmental system of the Philippines. But their greatest impact was on education because uh, they've they've introduced the public school system to Filipinos. During the American colonization period, canned goods and convenience food were introduced to Filipinos, and those products were adapted to Filipino cuisine. There were only four Americanized Filipino food dishes. Mm, One is beef tapa, like made by using Texas meat. The other one is pork longaniza, and the others are pork and chicken tokinos. Also, American soldiers introduced the fried products and hamburger, and those dishes became popular standard street food in the Philippines. The traditional eating method is basically eating with bare hands. However, Filipinos began to eat with spoon and fork during Spanish occupation. Using knives was prohibited by Spain, So Filipinos use the side of the spoon to cut the food. They have four main cooking techniques, which are: one is boiling, grilling, roasting, and steaming. The words on this side are the meanings of the four main techniques in Filipino language. Um, by the way, after the Spanish colonizers arrived, salting was introduced to the Filipino kitchen. And the most common ingredients in Filipino cuisine in the kitchen are calamansi, which is citrus fruit, vinegar, garlic, tomato, and pork. According to some websites, the five most common dishes are adobo. It could be with chicken or pork or meat. Anyway, leche flan, camaro, panjit, and balut are the most common dishes in the Philippines. And the beverages are sagot gulaman, buko juice. It just coconut milk. So and kapeng barako. And lastly, I shared the standard recipe of chicken adobo and its method in the next in the next two slides. So I'll just skip the recipe and tell you the method lastly. So first of all, we combine the chicken with soy sauce and garlic in a large bowl, and we mix them well. And we marinate the chicken for at least 1 hour. And secondly, we need to pan fry the marinated chicken for 2 minutes per side, so 4 in total. And we need to pour the remaining marinade and add water, and we need to bring the water to boiling temperature. After that, we add dried leaves and black pepper and simmer for 30 minutes. And we add vinegar and stir it and cook it for 10 more minutes. And lastly, we put the sugar in and stir a little bit more, and it's finished. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.